Hey, what's up everybody? Let's talk about the Bitcoin price. Still consolidating here. I did put a video out yesterday, but some reason YouTube didn't upload the video, so I had to re-upload the video, but that was like 4 hours after. So the price was a little different, but it's still the same. Let's jump into it here and see if we can find anything on the smaller time frames, right? It's no sense of looking at the larger ones. And I'll have to tell you, it's looking a lot better right now than it was earlier this morning. So there's a few different ways this can be interpreted. Obviously, we go up or we go down. That's really what it's about. But it's trying to figure out what that move is going to be based off of what it's doing. So let's take a look at what it's doing. Okay. So let's zoom in here to the 10-minute chart and let's look at the wave structure. And to me, I see we have 3 down. Okay, fair enough. We have 3 up. Right? Fair enough. That's your W. That's your X. Right? And it appears that we have 3 back down. There's your Y. So what that is, in my opinion, this could be, obviously this is idea number 1, this could be an expanded, or sorry, a running flat. So a running flat is very bullish, right? It's basically a correction that, you see this move to the upside, right? So we're moving on up. So that move needs to be corrected. Now you can have a simple pullback, continuation, or you can have a complex series of corrections, right? So 3-wave moves are the epitome of what a correction is, right? So if you get 3 down and you get 3 up and then you get 3 back down, that whole thing becomes 3. 1, 2, 3. And that sort of shape, you can see it's a running flat, right? Now, it might not be finished, right? Well, I'll talk about that in a second. So if it is a running flat and we ended here, then what's going on right now? Well, right now you can see we sort of impulsed back to the upside, right? You can kind of see we're back at resistance here. But we're definitely struggling, so it's definitely not a confirmation of any sort. But what we could see here, if this is an impulse, we got a 1, 2, 3, 4. I would like to see a wave 5, or you could see a little shoulder here ahead. Maybe we pull back a little bit, we come down and we back test this, and we can get maybe a diagonal, like a 1, 2, 3. We come down here 4. And then we swoop up for wave 5, we get an ABC, and then we continue pumping to the upside, breaking out of the, let's look at the 4-hour chart. So, we could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, ABC, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're flagging out for 4, let's go up and get 5. And that would be wave 3. So 1, 2, all of that's 3, right? And then we get 4, and then we go up and get 5. So that's kind of what I would like to see. Another thing, too, is that this whole thing can be interpreted as one wave. So 1, 2, right? And then all of this is 3. This is 4. And this is 5. And in wave 5, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's finished. So this is a finished 5-wave move. It's complete. And now we should see an ABC pullback back down to like 59, 60K, back in this area. I would say between 58 and 60K, right? And then continue higher. So those are the 2 ideas, right? Either this wave isn't finished and we need to come up and hit the high, or we're going to come down and tag the low. So as a trader or as an investor, a hodler, how do you play that? It's like, well, how do we know, right? How do you know? Well, it really depends what you're trying to do. If I'm trading, I would probably not want to buy it until I had confirmation, right? So confirmation can be a few different things. I mean, right now we got a bullish engulfing 4-hour candle. So the best strategy really is to do nothing. It's just to wait and see what the move's going to be, right? So there's your range there. A lot of times, too, is the price will give you this impression like this three-wave move to the downside. It'll break the low, right? But then when it comes back up, you know, we can shoot up, right? And, you know, we grab that liquidity, then we go higher. So we have sort of, you know, like 3 down, right? And we would have like maybe 3 up, and then maybe 3 down later on. I mean, I don't really like looking at it that way. I like looking at better at the small time frames because you can see more detail within those waves. But if you have 3, 3, and now this is 3, we could, for example, 3 down, right? Or I'm sorry, 3 up. No, 3 down right here. And then we have, no, I'm sorry, 3 down here. And then we have 3 up, and this could be 3 down. So you see what I mean about the small time frames? I mean, it really makes a difference because you can see the detail within the actual wave structure. So obviously there's your 3. So what I was saying is, if this is going to be 3, we still have to come down. So 3 down, we have 3 up. This could still be part of that third wave down, right? So we would break this liquidity. We would get everybody bearish. We would get everybody short. And then what happens? Bam, we take it up and we just take out all of that. We grab that liquidity, take out all the stops, get a little bit of a short squeeze, and then just continue higher, right? And that would be a WXY. That would be more of an expanded flat, right? So either the flat's finished and we're going up from here, or we're going to come down, take this liquidity, then go back up, right? So, you know, it's any shape, any 3-wave shape. So we could have the 3-wave shape here, or it could be part of a bigger 3-wave shape. Now, let's say we do that. We come down, right? And we break this liquidity, and then we come back up, and then we get rejected, and then we start coming down. That's what we wait for, right? So if this is going to break out, I would probably wait until it actually breaks out and it closes above, right? And then let the wave go, let it pull back and back test. That would be a potential long opportunity, provided that we hold that area, right? Or a potential short opportunity would be to just let the wave go down, let it come back up, and then once it tests as resistance, that's when probably initiate the short. Now, remember, this is not financial advice. I could be totally dead wrong, and always know that, right? So this is all probabilities. This is not about necessarily being right or wrong. It's about ruling out things and narrowing down possibilities and turning those possibilities into higher probable outcomes, right? So, you know, when you're in a range like this, when you're consolidating in a range like this, there's very, very few people on the planet who know exactly which way it's going to break, right? So for me, the whole strategy, right? Because look where we're at. I mean, if this box, right, if this price action was down here, it would be a different story. But since it's up here, since it's in the retracement levels, that's what makes it challenging, right? But all in all, this is a corrective structure. So it's correcting the move that it just did to the upside. So now we have to monitor the correction and see how it progresses, see if it comes down, right? So I'm thinking, you know, let me just summarize real quick. We'll jump to XRP Theta and we'll wrap it up here. So idea number 1, this is a bullish correction, and we have 3 down, we have 3 up, and we have 3 down, and then we're going to go. Or this is a 3-wave down, and this is a running flat, and we go, right? So WXY. So we have to figure out and see. Right now it looks pretty bullish. We're right at resistance here, so let's see how it handles it over the next, maybe several hours and see. So those are the two ideas for the bulls, right? Now for the bears, what I would look for is if this is a much bigger correction, then basically I would want to see the price come back down to this zone, right? So you can see there's a lot of trading price action in this zone in here, right? I mean, you can see it all through here. So that's around 59.60K, right? So, and that's part of the other idea. That's part of that first idea where we have 3 down, 3 up. Maybe this is 1, 2, and then we get 3, 4, and 5. So instead of a WXY, we get an ABC. We get an expanded flat down here. It's the same kind of thing, just a little bit different as far as coming down here. And then we go higher, right? So that's the other idea, and it would be short-term bearish. Now, like I said, if we break this here and we come down, we have to still remain bullish. But if we come back up and then we get rejected here and then we start coming down again, that's when we say, okay, this is going to be a bigger correction. So we don't know that yet. We have to let it roll. We have to let it go and let it do its thing. But, trending sideways like this is pretty bullish. But, you're building a base right here. Now, it could be interpreted as a distribution range, but we want to see evidence of that. And right now, we don't see that quite yet. So I'm going to be watching this area right here. So if we can maybe pull back a little bit, break out, right? Because this move here, we went all the way down, right? So let me show you this now. This is very important for what's to come. So if we zoom in to the 10-minute chart, so here's your wave, the top of the wave, and then we came all the way down, right? And then what do? Looks like a 1-2, right? We had this 3-wave move down, we had a 1-2, and now we're right here. So if we get back up here, right, we're right in the middle of the retracement levels. This is right in the middle of the retracement levels. Even if we break this, we're still in those retracement levels. So if I put the retracement on here, you can see we're right in the golden zone between the 50 and the 618. So we still have a lot of work to do. We need to get between 64K, really that 64K area, between 64 and 65K is the area we really need to get through. But until then, again, retracement levels are always tricky. Here's point A, here's point B. Look where we're at. We're right in the middle. Okay, so this is where things happen. This is where decisions become reality. So what do I think? I mean, right now it looks pretty bullish. I mean, we had a 3-way pullback. We had this wave to the upside. We cupped into the resistance. We pulled all the way back. We had a sharp reversal right back to the resistance. And then we also had a little bit of a higher low. So buyers are stepping up to the plate. So it's all about working out those little things. And look at that. We got a little 10-minute bullish hammer candle. I mean, it's looking good right now. But things can change. So I think we have a good chance at breaking this. Look at this. You can see all of this right in here. This is a very intricate resistance area right in here. So let's see if we could break it. I would love to see it break. Right? Let's. We got a 1-2. We got a So we got a 1-2. We got a 3. We got a 4. Let's go up and get a 5. Or this is an A. This is a B. This is a C. And then we go up and get 5. We come down and back test, maybe a diagonal or something. So, all in all, doing okay. We're not violently being rejected. That's the important part too. Is when we zoom out here and we look at where we're at, we're literally right at the resistance here. So this is a very, very key area. If we could break this resistance, say 65K, then it puts us in a position of a higher high, right? Because this is a lower, this is a high, this is a lower high, right? And now this is another lower high. But if we can break this, then it really changes things, right? Because so far we've had a higher low, but we haven't had a higher high. So if we can get that higher high, it's going to really put some more emphasis on the bullish direction. So this is a very key area here. Now, if we get rejected here, again, we would just come back and retest some of this middle boundaries right in here. And then as we would dump, we would make a retracement of that dump. And then the trick from there would be to get through those retracement levels, right? So, but all in all, you know, it's doing what it needs to do. So let's look at Theta. I mean, really, it's the same thing with Theta. I mean, we're right at resistance. I mean, I like the shape. We're sort of flagging out here. Look at that. We're flagging out. I mean, you can see every time we flag out in here, you know. So being right at resistance, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves, don't be surprised if we get a big ABC, right? I mean, that would be normal. Coming back down to about $1.25, $1.22 area, you know, back testing this key area, right? So we break out, we get rejected in here because we came from all the way here. So we're going up, 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 and we lose momentum. And then the momentum has to pull back and reset itself and then continue higher. So if that happens, you know, hey, it is what it is. We got a correction. It's a bullish correction. Let's keep it moving. Right? Or we can simply break out from here. We can, you know, we might not need to do that. We're right in here. If enough supply gets absorbed, we can totally break this little area here. And if you kind of measure it like from here to here, I mean, you can get a little bit of a sense of where it would land. Maybe about $1.70, $1.80 area. I would just be conservative and put it right at the top of this, so right around $1.65, $1.64, right? So I think that's probably where we're heading. Now, if we have to pull back a little bit further to get there, then you know what, so be it. But I think ultimately we're going to come back to this area. And we can start to see like a shoulder, maybe a little bit of a head, and maybe we get another shoulder later on. So we'll see how all of that plays out. Now, if I look at the 10-minute chart, it's a little bit messy. So it could be, yeah, it's a little bit, it's not finished yet. I'm not sure. So because we have 3 down, we have 3 up, and this looks like it could be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and is that a lower low? And then 5 down here. So this could be an expanded flat, an A, B, C, and now we have like a 1, 2, and now we have another 1. Maybe this comes up, right? So we have that 3-wave shape. We're sort of in this cluster zone, so we kind of have to wait and see at the moment. But right now, I mean, looking at the 20-minute chart, it's looking, you know, the last, I would say this morning, I would say the last couple hours, you know, we've managed to get back to the top here. So let me see. We got some bullish divergence on the 30-minute chart here. You know, but we also got a little bit of a head and shoulders here too, right? You can kind of see that right there, right? You got the neckline there. So if this wants to come back down, right, and then it comes up, it retested as resistance, then we can see more downside, right? It could be like an A. This could come up into a B, and then we get C later on. So yeah, I kind of like that. So the other idea is that this would be, you know, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's your A. And then we have this wave here. It's a flat. I don't know how high it's going to go. Maybe it stops here. Maybe it goes up a little bit more. But there's your B. Okay, okay. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for C. And then we go up later. I actually like that. I think that's a good idea. Now, how will that be invalidated? Well, very, very simple. We just draw a line here, right? If we break out and we hold this area and we backtest it and hold it as support and we continue rocking it, then it's going to be most likely invalidated. But if we fall through it and we get rejected right here and we start coming down, then obviously it puts it in play, right? So it's all about move to move to move, right? I can tell you a few steps ahead, but until we have confirmation, it's all, you know, basically ideas until it becomes reality. So yeah, I like this idea. So either we have a flat here and we're ready to roll, or this is a larger ABC and we roll on later. Now, what if it's neither of those? Well, then we'll talk about it when that time comes, right? So let's say we have the C leg and it looks like we come down, then we come back up, and then we get rejected here, and then we start going down even further, right? And we come back up, we get rejected, we go down further. So, but that hasn't happened yet. So once we start seeing evidence of that, then we can start looking at other possibilities. And one of the big possibilities, like I just mentioned, is coming back down to this zone, right? Or even if I just take a retracement here, look at that. The 618 is right in that zone, so about $1.20. So we could see $1.20 again before we continue higher. And it wouldn't surprise me, because where are we? We're in the bottom. We're in the bottom of the we're in this bottoming process here. So if you look, and this is what I've been sort of sharing this whole time here, is if you look at this bottoming process right in here, right, we oscillate to the upside, oscillate to the downside. Upside, what comes next? Probably down, if you're going to look at it from building a base perspective, right? This could very well be a big enough base in here, but if we come down and we sort of do this, we're just going up and down, that's very bullish, because it establishes a base, right? We're accumulating in here, and then it eventually goes up. But accumulation comes with oscillation, which also comes with big moves to the downside, big moves to the upside. I mean, that's a big move there. If you look at the bottom here to the top, I mean, that's a 30%, 35% move just for building a base. I mean, crypto is the most volatile asset class in the world. That's why we love it. That's why we love it so much. Because people say, oh, it's too volatile. No, volatility is good. It shows, the higher the volatility, the higher the emotion. The higher the emotions, the more people are going to come back, right? And it just goes to show crypto is not going anywhere. So we have to look at we're at the top of the range here. Here's the bottom of the range, right? So we have to respect that. As long as we're in this range, this is part of the bottoming process. So we could actually, guys, we're right here at about what, $1.40, say? $1.39. Let's say we dump down 20%. If Theta fell all the way down to 20%, it's still bullish. It's not going to feel bullish. It's going to feel very painful. It's going to feel like, man, we just did all that work for nothing. We were at $1.10 and we went up to $1.40, and now we're back at $1.10. So people are going to assume like we did all that work for nothing, and now it has to go lower. No, what it's doing is it's called a bottoming process, right? Bottoming process could be a variant of different things, but more than that, it's just oscillation before we break out. It could be also maybe a triangle, right? So you have maybe an A, B, C, D, and E, and then we break out, something like that. Or even a triangle could break to the downside. I'm not going to talk about any downside moves right now because there's no point. We have a completed crashing structure, in my opinion. I think the bottom is in. I think this low will be held. That's my opinion. I could be wrong though, right? Again, when you go to the 2-week chart on Theta, look how nice this looks right here. Look at that. We got a beautiful 2-week chart. That is a perfected 9. So this is like the main enchilada here for Theta. So, and right now, the current candle, we still got 12 days left on that candle, but look, that candle is trading above all the other candles. Now, what is misplaced here? You can see red, green, right? You can see that when this candle came down, it retraced it. When this candle came up, it retraced it. When this candle was down, this candle retraced it back to the upside. So we could see a wick all the way down here to the bottom, around $1.15, right? And then the following candle, that's maybe when we break out. You see what I mean? So it's just working out the little imperfections in here before we hopefully continue higher. So anyways, that's all I'll say about that. XRP, same kind of thing, right? We're flipping back and forth. We're trading above. It's looking good. We have this beautiful 3-wave shape, and inside of that 3-wave shape you have, or following it, we have a nice impulse, we have a back test, and we're also, we're impulse, and now we're flagging out in here. So we're just waiting. We're just waiting for that moment here. Now, looking at the 4-hour, look at that. We got a little bit of an engulfing candle right here. That looks pretty nice. I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust it right now. I'd still need some time. It's still up for debate what this is doing. Now, when I look at it from this perspective, there's a few ideas here, and we're going to run through it quickly here. So, obviously, we have this massive impulse. Well, first, let me show you the other. This could be some kind of triangle, right? Where you have 3 down, you have 3 up, you have 3 back down, you have 3 back up, and then you need another 3 down, and then we blast off. So we have an A, a B, a C, a D, and E, right? So that would be our Elliott wave contracting. Where are you at? Contracting triangle. So boom, 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 boom. Right? And XRP is full of triangles. I mean, there's a triangle here. There's a triangle here. Right? There was a triangle here. I mean, XRP just loves triangles. So maybe XRP is in a love triangle. I don't know. So yeah, that's a very bullish setup here. So, and the measured move of that triangle, if I just take it from the base here, approximately, right? It's never pinpointed, but approximately you're looking at $1, and that's what I'm thinking too, is getting up to that $1 area, right? It doesn't even feel it's been so long since XRP's been above $1. When was the last time XRP was above $1? I know it wasn't last year. It hasn't been $1 since December of 2021, or we'll say November, December of 2021. So we got 22, 23, 24. So that's coming up on 3 years. XRP hasn't seen $1 in almost 3 years. Don't you think the time is getting, like when I just talked about Amazon yesterday. Amazon took 10 years. It's one of the greatest companies in the world, Amazon.com. And it took 10 years for them to break out. and look at it now, right? So don't ever think that, oh, just because it's not, it's taking too long, it's never going to happen. No, that's totally untrue. Sometimes good things take time. Sometimes great things take a lot of time. So, anyways, we have let's zoom back in. So we have that idea as a triangle, right? So let's go down to the 4 hour. Another idea too is obviously we have, this could be a running flat, right? We have three down, we have let's see, 3 down, we have 3 up, and we have 3 back down. So W, X, Y. This could be, it's a wonky looking, running flat, and then here's your base here, and then you have a 1 2, maybe another 1 2. We're sort of flagging out here, and then we go. I mean, that's one way to look at it. Or we have to come back down to make it a 1 2 1 2. So 1 2, like that. So 1 2. We come down here. We can come between, I really want to stay above 53. We can come all the way down to 53, then go up, right? So 1 2, and then we get that 3 4 and 5. And then the whole thing becomes wave 1, wave 2, and then we get wave 3. So that's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is just to simply take this right here, and you can see this correction right here. So we have an impulse, a correction. We have an impulse, and we have a beautiful 3-wave correction. So this could be a 1 2, 1 2, and I always say it. Look at this, is a beautiful 3-wave shape. Hopefully it's not all for nothing, right? Hopefully it spurs out of something magnificent. Yeah, so we have that, right? And now this is the challenge, is what's going on right in here. So when we look at it from, let's go to like maybe to the 45-minute chart. Obviously this could be a 1 2, and then we have 1 2 3 4 5, that's 1, and then we have an ABC, that's 2, and then we have a 1 2 1 2, and then we're going to get ready to go up. Or we have a 3-wave move down, we have a 3-wave move up, and now what are we going to get? We have a 3-wave move. Now we're going to go back up. It's going to feel bullish, but what's going to happen? We're going to come down. So it's going to be a 3-wave move down. You see all this liquidity right here? There's a lot of liquidity resting there. So it's going to take it up and then maybe take it back down. Right? Now the trick is, when we do come back up, because we will come back up, do we get rejected here? That's going to be the trick. If we do, then it could be an ABC. So 1 2 3 4 5, and then go. Or it could be 3 3 and then 3. So WXY and then go. So those are the two bearish ideas. They're basically the same except ABC or WXY. And then the bullish idea, like I just said, is this could be a 1, and then we have a ABC pullback for 2, and then we have a 1 2, and then now we have another 1 2, and this is gearing up for that 3rd wave. Right? So 1 2, right? And then a 1 2 1 2, and it's gearing up for that 3rd. So that's basically all we got here for XRP. If I draw this kind of like that, you could say that it's also a descending triangle that sort of broke the high a little bit too early. I can make it a little bit tighter right in there. So there we go. So yeah, I like the ascending triangle idea too. So this could be an A. I don't know if that'll work. Maybe a B, C, D, and E. I mean, I don't know. I don't really like it a lot. I would just treat it more as a ascending triangle. So the measured move approximately would be maybe 63, 64 cents here. So the main goal for XRP right now is to simply, and I say simply, but it's yet very hard, is to break this zone, is to break between 63 and 65 cents, right? And yeah, so 65 cents is the big goal. If XRP can break 65 cents, it's really gonna, I think, accelerate, because you would then be breaking above a key area here. I mean, there's a lot of resistance there. I mean, it's very significant because of all the trading volume, all the trading history, all the, people don't talk about it, but XRP has a lot of trading volume, right? So if we can break above this, it's going to unleash the floodgates, and we're very close. So just be on your toes, because it could happen at any moment, right? I mean, it's in the spot where you would traditionally think it's coming, right? And then we also have, this downward resistance line we also can take note of. It's a little bit subjective how you put it, but essentially, we need to break this downward resistance line. So that's all I got today. I know Nero was one that was popping. I hear people talking about it. I don't know anything about it. I can't give you any analysis on that. I mean, it's just very risky. When you buy something brand new that just came out, it could go up, it could go down. I wouldn't buy it. I mean, if you're gonna throw like $20 at it, $100 maybe, but no serious money. Anyways, Matic. I mean, we looked at a lot of coins yesterday. I mean, you know what? Matic is looking good now, because I feel like it's establishing a base, right? You can see all these candles in here. I mean, that's telling me like we're not going down. We're not going down. It's holding support. So if you can't go down, you got to go up. And when you go up, then you go through the retracement levels, right? We might need to go sideways a little bit more, because if you look at this, we're going down, 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 down. So this is a scary drop. And think about the price being a little child, and you just had this big scary drop, and he's afraid. So the child needs to get farther away from this scary experience. And the further away you get from this, the more people sort of forget about it, right? And then we can go higher. They're not scarred down here, right? So they're getting away from all of this. So sometimes, that's necessary. Anyways, I think that will be it. I did take profits on my fetch. That could be stupid. That could be smart. But, I do see the measured move, right? The inverse head and shoulders here. If I take that, the measured move is approximately $2.71. So why did I take profits, right? Well, the reason why is because I feel comfortable with the profits I had. Yes, we could keep going higher, but I can, I'm looking for a re-entry. Now this looks like it's sort of bottlenecking in here. So this thing could really start to rip to the upside. So that, you don't want to take all profits. You want to take partial profits. Anytime I get, back to a main area, right, and we start poking above and we're getting some divergence in here, you want to take a little bit off the table, right? Especially if you had like a 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have a 5-way move up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have 1, 2. Maybe this is 3, 4, and 5, right? And then it's just like dollar cost averaging, right? You buy, and you're dollar cost averaging out, right? So this is trading. This has nothing to do with hodl positions. So Yeah, but fetch overall on the bigger time frames looks very bullish. I mean, look at that. Very bullish. Look at that. That's a WXYXZ. We had a triple correction here. We flagged out with a beautiful wave 1, wave 2. This thing can be getting ready. And you can see also we're sort of in this resistance area. The bottom of this, the top of this. So I felt like, you know what, I'm going to take some profits off the table. Let it ride. If it breaks out, okay, no problem. It'll hurt. It'll be like, no, why did I do that? But at the end of the day, you got to do it. You got to be disciplined. You got to be disciplined. You know, because it's easy to buy crypto. It's very hard to sell crypto. If you've ever, I don't know, not too many people have sold crypto, at least their hodl positions, right? It's tough, but especially when it feels good and the price is going up, and it still feels like it can go higher. But overall, fetch, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get 5. I mean, that's what I'm looking for. So let's see if we get it. I know ICP had a little bit of a pump. Look at that. Look at that. That's a good sign right there. That's a bullish 2-day engulfing candle. It's going to close in 4 hours. It's looking pretty good. Yeah, we broke above it. Here's your sort of your, look at that cup and handle there. You got a cup, you got a handle. So this is bullish, right? You're cupping into the resistance. You're cupping into the resistance. You're cupping, you have an inverse head and shoulders here too. So you have this sort of complex cup and handle, or you can just say ascending triangle. Take the measured move, approximately 1250 or so. So we just got the breakout. Looks good. You know, let's see if we come down and back test and continue higher. Another thing it could be is simply we have 3 down, we have 3 up, and maybe we get another 3 down. This could be sort of like a flat here before we go up. So always look for that, right? Especially when you break out. A lot of times that first breakout isn't the actual breakout, right? Sometimes it has to come back and then go higher. That's what I would look for. If we got something like that, I wouldn't mind entering there. But anyway, that'll do it for this video. I mean, you can see engine sort of poking above here. I'm just kind of scouting through. Total 3 still looking good. Solana's popping up. Look at that 3-way pullback. Boom. Look at that right there. And we're popping up. So, yeah, I mean, the only one's not really showing up to the party is XRP. But now that I say it, I mean, it looks like it's, look at that, 59 cents. So we just had the 4-hour candle close. So this thing could be, let's see if we get some acceleration. Bitcoin, did it have a new, yeah, look at that. Bitcoin just had a new 4-hour close. Ooh, look at that. Sharp rejection right there. You saw that, right? So we had this 4-hour candle. It closed above these 2 highs, right? Which is good. But that's a big candle. And oftentimes you come back down and retest that 50%. So let's see. We got some bearish divergence here. Yeah, we're just going to have to let it play out a little bit. Again, this could be some type of 3-way move down. Always be aware of that. This could be a B wave. If we can get through the retracement levels, which we closed above, so maybe we flag out a little bit and we can continue higher. Right? That's what I would look for. A little ABC, continue higher. Anyways, all right. That'll do it. I will catch you guys on the next one. If you can, hit that like and drop a comment, and have a good one. Cheers.